Hi, I'm Reyna.
And I'm Megan. Welcome to the Shh, Don't Talk About It podcast, where we talk about all the things we need to say out loud but think that we can't.
We're going to talk about all the things. We're going to shed light on them, we're going to embrace them, and we're going to fucking love them.
So join us on this journey as we get rid of shame and start talking about it.
Don't talk about it.
Hi, I'm Reyna.
I'm Megan.
Welcome
To episode 3.
Period Peace.
But first,
Before we get into any fucking episode, what do?
crack the club.
Crack 'em, baby!
All right.
All right.
All right, so if you can't tell by the name, today we are talking about periods. So hopefully all of you people that have periods will be excited to get into this with us. Honestly, when I was telling people about the podcast, like 5 different people said, oh my God, talk about periods.
Oh, shit.
So I do think it's something that actually we carry a lot of shame about
Yeah.
for crazy reasons, I think.
Yeah, I remember when we were thinking of ideas for the podcast, this was a very important piece for you. You want to share why, Megan?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. It's actually funny because I don't even have a period anymore, but because I'm only 37, so I'm not in menopause. I just have an IUD. But I realized when we were talking about it that this must be something that I just felt a lot of shame about for a long time.
Yeah, why? Where do you think that came from?
I think that there's just like a lot of stigma around like menstruation being like kind of dirty, kind of unclean. I was raised like pretty religious, so, and there's lots of stuff in the Bible about like going off for your like moon time and sitting over a hole outside of the village. So I don't know if it was twisted up in that. And I just remember feeling like needing to like hide it from boys. My sister has a lot of shame. She told me that she still, when she's at work and has to like change out her period products, she like hides it on the way to the bathroom.
I do a little slip, tuck in the sleeve.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Or you know what? And they also have those new tampons. Well, they're not new, but you know what? They're shorter, and so you have to like, so you can like, you know, be sneaky with them.
Yeah,
It's kind of fucked up, though.
I do think so, but you know, I also know that me, you, the people who were like, please talk about this, we're not the only ones that carry shame. I actually looked up a survey that Thinks did, you know, that company that sells like the period underwear.
Oh, yeah.
They did a survey and learned that like 58% of the people who they surveyed have period shame, just feel ashamed of themselves while they're menstruating, and then 48% shared that they had actually been actively shamed by their male friends.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's fucked. So
I mean,
don't
it's
know.
like the most natural fucking thing that of women, of girls, like, it just fucking happens. We don't choose for it to happen.
And it's also like, it's, you know, it's part of what it means to be able to like create life and grow a whole fucking human in your body if that's what you choose to do.
Yeah, motherfuckers. So stop shaming us for bleeding out every month.
You know what I think it might be?
What is it?
I don't remember exactly how old I was when I watched this movie, but I think it must have been before I had a period. But the movie Carrie and that locker room scene where the poor girl gets her period like in the shower or something. I can't remember.
It is. No, it's in the shower. It's right at the beginning of the fucking movie. That's the opening act of the movie.
Okay, yeah. So she's in the shower and then like all of the mean
It's
girls,
all like sexual kind of at first. She's just like the water is all going all over her, even though she's a teenager. But anyway, fucking the 80s or the 70s, whatever.
Well, you know what? There's symbolism there too. Like your body can be sexual unless it's like doing its natural function.
Yeah, and then she starts bleeding, and then like water is like on the, or blood is like on the bottom of the shower.
Yeah.
And then those fucking bitches come in and they're just like throwing tampons at her.
Throwing tampons at her, screaming,
"Plug it up! Plug it up! Plug it up!" Oh my God.
So I don't know if maybe that got in my head.
Probably. That's some
know.
fucking traumatic
I don't know.
shit.
I don't know, maybe there's a reason. Well, I chose an IUD for birth control for a lot of reasons, but I really stick with it because I don't have one. So I wonder, maybe I gotta get into that in therapy. But what about you? Did you ever have like shame about this topic?
Well, yeah, I mean, I just remember as a teenager, I don't even remember when I got my first period, but I do remember like having to use a pad and then like feeling gross because I'm just like sitting in my blood and
yeah,
and then like
pads are rough.
I know, but some people, you know, are so scared of the toxic shock syndrome. I had a friend in high school that was so afraid of the toxic shock syndrome. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know what that is, that means it's when you fucking leave a tampon in either too long or it's too, you know, you bleed too much and you build up toxins in your system because you're not, you know, taking the tampon out and discarding it and all this shit. Anyway, she was super scared of it and I was like, oh, and I fucking shamed her. Oh my God.
You did. What did you do?
Well, I was just like, ew, you wear pads? Because that was my own shit.
Wait, pads or tampons?
No, because she wouldn't wear tampons.
Oh, because she was
sorry,
scared.
I'm like fast forwarding.
No, I got you.
Because I eventually started using tampons, probably for my own shit, because it was like, I don't know, it grossed me out to like sit in blood.
Yeah.
But then she was scared of using a tampon, and so I think I was just like, ew, gross. She's sitting in your blood all day.
Like the smell.
Oh, yeah.
That's all the gross shit that dudes would say, too.
I know.
Yeah.
I was a kid, though, you know,
Yeah,
so I'm sorry. Yourself. I'm sorry. If you know who you are, I'm fucking sorry. You know I love you. Okay. How about you, Megan? What was your first experience?
Oh my God.
Shame.
This actually might be another reason why I felt embarrassed for so long, and it's actually kind of funny. First of all, I started kindergarten when I was 4, so it's always a year younger than my friends, and so it took forever. Like I was the last one in the friend group, and when I finally got my period, it was in 8th grade, and when I told my mom, she made such a big deal out of it. Like I literally remember sitting, first of all, her like ceremonial like handing me of the pad was embarrassing enough, but at least it was just the two of us. And then I remember like sitting at the top of the stairs after I like, you know, put it in my panties.
Yeah,
that's a gross word. I'm sorry to everyone for saying panties. I don't know. But anyway, I remember sitting at the top of the stairs, and she was on the phone with my grandma, like celebrating my new womanhood.
Oh my God.
You know? And so like on the one hand, you know, she's trying to like celebrate like this transition into womanhood, which maybe is actually something to be honored and celebrated, but I didn't give her permission to do that. Mm-hmm. I was such an awkward middle schooler. I didn't feel comfortable in my body just anyway. So I definitely didn't feel comfortable with this like celebration. Like, you don't need to call Grammy. Like, let me process and figure out what it means for this thing that just this transition. Like, talk to me about how I feel about it.
Right.
But
can you check in on me first, Mom?
Yeah, but it was kind of
what does that even mean, a celebration of your womanhood? Like, I mean, now you can have a baby at fucking really 12? Know. Thank you.
Yeah.
No thanks.
I don't know. I mean,
or 13 or 14 or whatever.
Yeah, I think I was 13. But I mean, okay, again, like on the one hand, let's not, it's part of being a woman, or you know, it's just part of being a person that like has this happen.
Yes.
And it's not disgusting, it's natural. So let's not like make it gross. But I also don't know that I needed like a parade.
Right.
And I was so shy. I was so shy. Anyway, so I actually am now just like processing in real time that like that's why I've always felt weird about it.
Yeah, I can see why. I don't even remember, I'm sorry, Mom, but I don't remember you being there. I just remember seeing fucking brown blood in my panties and be like, oh, okay, I guess this is it. I mean, I have an older sister, so maybe that's why it wasn't such a big like fucking celebration. But how about our first time of using tampons? Do you want to share our tampon story?
Yeah. So do you remember?
I do, because I had a fucking hard time putting one in. But yeah, I remember the first time I used a tampon, I was actually at my dad's house at the time, and my stepmom was like coaching me outside the bathroom door how to put it in.
Oh my god.
I'm like sitting on the toilet.
That's sweet, but
and I'm like, I have like this tampon, but I didn't know. Yeah, so anyway, I was trying to put it in, but I thought it would just, you know, we all know a tampon, well, maybe you don't, but anyways, there's an applicator and you just, you know, you have to push it in, push it up to make the cotton piece go inside of you.
oh, sometimes it pinches.
Well, I didn't even fucking know you had to put the applicator inside you first. So, so I was like, it's not going in. It's not going in. So it just kept like, anyway, I eventually fucking figured it out. And I'm like, ew, you have to put it inside you first? So that was like, that was new for me, to put something inside of me.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I masturbated and shit, but I never put anything inside of me as a child. I was just like, oh, this goes inside you first? Okay. And then I was like, oh, but at first I think I had like half of a tampon sticking out of me. And I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. How do people do this?
Yeah. No, that's really sweet. Well, it's sweet and a little weird to be coached through it.
Outside the bathroom door.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was fucking yesterday. Oh my god. What about you, Megan? What's your fucking tampon story?
So I seem to recall that I snuck them from my mom because I wasn't supposed to be using them because of the fears of toxic shock syndrome.
Oh, yes.
But I was
real, y'all.
This was 9th grade. And so I remember sneaking them from my mom, and I was crafty. So, you know, they come with instructions.
Wait, you snuck them from your mom?
Like, I snuck them out of, like, you know, every woman or every person that has a period has, like, a drawer where you keep the stuff. So I, like, snuck them out of the drawer, and I took the instruction sheet, and then I took it to...
Reading the directions.
I took it to... So in 9th grade, I went through this weird evangelical Christian phase. Raised Catholic, then Lutheran, and then went through this weird phase. And because mostly, I don't know, peer pressure, I was just looking for my place. But anyway, I knew I wasn't supposed to be using them, so I didn't want to put one in the house. So I took them to this 2-day youth group revival, like the weird ass evangelicals do. So the first time I used a tampon, I was in a bathroom stall at like Christ the King Church or whatever the fuck in Tucson, Arizona. I don't remember its name. Like, reading the instructions. I think I spread them out on the back of the toilet.
Oh my god, I can totally see you doing that.
Like, reading the instructions and trying to figure out, and same thing, because of the instructions, I knew I had to use the applicator, but it was the same thing. It was very uncomfortable.
Did it say insert the applicator?
No, I mean, you know, it just tells you how you do it, where you, like, pull out the plunger, and you insert the applicator, and then plunge it in.
Yeah, it didn't tell me. I didn't know how to insert it.
I was pretty innocent as a 9th grader. Like, at that point in my life, hadn't seen a penis yet, and definitely never, like, plunged something into my vagina.
Yeah.
So it was weird and uncomfortable, and I also, like, I wonder how much it was such I need to say, like, it was a short phase of evangelical Christianity. It lasted, like, 18 months. I had a crush on a boy. And whatever, but it's just that's a weird place to do it. And then I remember going back into the sanctuary and like there's some stupid band playing, I think, doing like Jars of Clay covers.
Did you feel dirty?
I felt weird.
Yeah, like, oh my god, nobody in here knows that I have a tampon inside me right now.
Yeah. And it's just that weird feeling of like something inside you.
Yes, yes. Know? Sometimes I walk around, and still as a 40-year-old, nobody knows I have something inside me right now.
It's like your own like special little secret.
I mean, you walk around with something inside you all the time.
I guess I do.
You do.
But I don't feel it.
I know,
I'm like,
but it's still there.
I have like childbearing hips and a uterus that was built for an IUD. Like I never have felt that little fucker.
Oh, well, you're lucky.
Yeah,
I tried to get an IUD and it fucking, I couldn't.
It wrecked you.
It did. It was like, my body was like, no. It's pretty brutal, to be honest. Like, kind of barbaric.
Yeah, I mean,
when they try to open up your cervix to stick something in you. I mean, it does great things. It does great. Trust me, if it worked for me, I would definitely have one. But my body just said no. So that's that.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, that's like probably a whole other. Yeah, the dilator's gnarly.
Oh God,
My
it's
doctor,
like this long, and they're just like.
Yeah.
I'm like, how long do you think our vaginal canal is?
Probably designed by a man.
I'm like.
For those of you
I'm like,
listening,
I can feel it in my throat.
For those of you listening, Reyna is holding her hands up from her crotch to like above her head.
It's like, that's how long those fucking dilators are. And they're like metal. And I'm like, what the fuck? Ouch.
No.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So,
Christ.
okay, moving on until like, okay, so that was like our first experience.
Just little babies.
As little babies. But now, as we get older, and maybe, when we were younger. Anyway, PMS. fucking MS. Can we talk about that? Because everybody has different symptoms of PMS. And for a long time, like men fucking don't even, well, I won't say all men, but
it gets used against us.
Used against us, or they don't think it exists. I don't know if that's what you mean by that, but some men don't think it exists. And I'm like, oh, really? You think I fucking like it being this way?
Yeah. No. I used to get such gnarly cramps, like, that's another reason I don't want one. Like, they were so bad that I would want to, like, call out of work. And I worked in college, like, I worked retail, like, you're on your feet, it hurts, and you can't take a sick day for that.
Oh, fuck that. Well, there's a train. I don't know if you guys can hear the fucking train outside.
We live by train tracks. It's just part. You know what? That train's agreeing with us.
It is.
That it's unfair.
Fuck, yes, it's unfair. My PMS is not so much physical. Like, I don't really, I mean, I get some cramps. I've actually been very fortunate not to have horrible periods, but I do have horrible, like, depression, and like my mental health is like really out of whack. Like the whole week leading up to my period, I get really low and, self-doubt, like all the fucking low energy, depressed, feeling like I'm fucking crazy. Everything gets heightened, like, right before my period, and or like being really irritable and angry. Of course, I think a lot of people might be able to relate to that, and I know I have friends who have really bad PMS to the point where they've had to take medication, the week before.
Yeah, what is
their
that
period
called? It's like
it is a thing.
PMMD or something.
Something like that.
Oh God, I gotta look it up. It's in the DSM. It is actually considered a disorder.
It is.
So any of you motherfuckers.
PMD. It's PMD.
There you go.
Premenstrual disorder, because it's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up. And I will say, since I started taking medication just in general for anxiety and depression, it's helped, but it's still there. And your PMS is more physical symptoms, or?
Mine was always, just really bad cramps. I mean,
not just physical symptoms, sorry.
No, I know. But I like emotional distress. It really does become extreme. I mean, part of me is like, of course it's in the DSM, it's mostly men that write that shit, so of course they're pathologizing our natural feelings about the fact that our uterine lining is detaching itself and coming out of our bodies. But
every month, y'all.
I mean, I know I have a friend who's like really, really impacted by that. It's really bad. But no, I never experienced that. Just very, very distressing physical symptoms, just the worst. Yeah.
It's real, and we're here to fucking shed light on that shit, because it fucking sucks, dude. Once a month. Why? What the fuck, dude? Once a month. Just because I'm not bearing a fucking child, like, we have to go through this shit.
But you know what? I do think that kind of ties into our thing where we just want people to understand that, like, it's not in your head. It's deeply unfair that, like, anytime a woman is experiencing, or a person that has a period is experiencing emotional distress, anger, mood swings, or whatever, always get, I mean, not from men that are in our lives now, because I feel like we're surrounded by, like, woke men. but you know, like, especially, like, I remember having, like, my first boyfriend, total asshole, like, are you on your period? It's like, no, I'm just mad at you.
Yeah.
But, you know, if you are somebody that experiences, like, extreme emotional symptoms around the time that you're, again, your body is, like, shedding its uterine lining, there's nothing wrong with you, and fuck anybody that wants to come at you for that shit.
Yes. A fuck you.
It's
Big
just,
fuck you.
It's just mean.
It's really mean.
It's actually,
I mean,
like, borderline abusive.
Yeah, it's like my whole thing is like, do you think I fucking like feeling this way? Do you think I like being angry, or I like being sad, or like being fucking irritable? Like, no, I don't like feeling that way.
Yeah.
I'm a loving, like, light spirit, but damn, dude, that fucking shit will, like, will, like, put me down. And I've warned my partner, like, okay, like, this is my period, like, I'm PMSing, like, it's fucking real, dude. Like, and then he had a hard time believing that it was real until, like, I was like, okay, well, there's a fucking
You're like,
pattern here.
Let's like look at the data.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't, you know, people out there that don't bleed, don't gaslight us for what our bodies do. It's more than just, like, one part of our body. Like, you would know more than me as a nurse, but, like, our bodies have to, like, release a lot of hormones in order for, like, the physical process to take place, I think.
Yeah, no, it is all about that. It's like the lunar fucking, I don't know, I mean, I'm a cardiology nurse, so I don't know much about, you know, but it is fucking hormones, you know, just basically, that's what it's like, this peak of hormones, and then, like, oh, no, you're not pregnant, oh, I'm gonna fucking, like, fuck you, I'm gonna make you feel like shit because you didn't get pregnant.
Oh my god, no.
Fuck you.
I'm sorry, haven't you ever had, okay, this used to be me, the, like, fuck, yes, not pregnant, we made it another month, we are not
every month, baby,
doing that. I used to, like, be really excited to know, like, to just know, because I've never been pregnant, thank God. A few close calls, a few scares, but mostly in my head, I was just, like, always obsessed with the idea, like, fuck, what if I am? Because I so, like, never wanted to be.
Yeah.
So, in that way, if you're a person like me that's, like, just deathly afraid of becoming pregnant, it can be a monthly celebration. It
is. Yes, true. And then even though it makes you, like, be in pain, you're just like, I don't care. Torture me. I love it. You're like a sadist. Sadist? Sadomasochist? SNS?
Yes, but the masochist is the one that enjoys experiencing the pain, and the sadist is the one.
So the masochist in you is like, because you're celebrating something.
Yeah, well, I didn't ever enjoy that kind of pain.
No,
but yeah, just in terms of S&M, those are the definitions. But that's another episode too. Okay, but aside from, like, the shitty, like, I mean, the, like, pain of it and the mood swings, like, do you have any sort of, like, funny, or they were really embarrassing at the time, but now you can laugh about it, period stories that you're willing to share with the people?
Well,
we've all got
one. It's just a thing, right? I mean, yeah, I always tend to have sex on my period.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, hell yeah, I'm not gonna get pregnant. So
I mean, does that even have to be embarrassing? You just put down a towel.
I always put down a towel.
Yeah.
I do, and then I always tell, you know, my partner, I'm just like, you know, I warn him, or I'm on my period, but he, of course, they don't fucking care, you guys. They don't care. They just want to put it in your hole. And it's super wet and warm. So I'm just like, that's fucking blood, not my juices, but okay. But I don't know if there's, like, a specific story. I mean, I think it's just throughout, but I will say there is usually one day or one night of my period where I am, like, super, like, hornier than usual.
Yeah, those hormones are cranked up.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we make it happen. Towel is always down. There was a time back when I was embarrassed about it. Now I'm not embarrassed about it. I'm just
Yeah.
like, you want to fuck, let's fuck.
By
I'm
this
on my period,
age.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, yeah, you know, not a kid, I mean, I was like 16, 17, I guess I was a kid. Anyways, yes, I had sex with my boyfriend at the time, and it was him, I think he was, it was like the second time we had sex, and I do remember, I'm like, oh fuck, but I was moving out of town, and so we had to get it in. We got it in, but then I fucking bled on his fucking bed. We didn't put a towel down. We didn't know. And he was wearing his dad's shirt at the time, and I bled on his dad's fucking new t-shirt. And and then not only the bed, like through the sheets on the fucking mattress, and I'm like, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't, maybe I was embarrassed. I don't fucking remember, but yeah. Whatever. Period sex. What about you?
Well, I think I used to be embarrassed of the same thing, but I feel like, especially by this age, like anybody that I'm going to be having sex with, it's just not gonna, those just aren't gonna be people that are gonna be, bless you, weird about it.
Yeah.
I did once get my period like on my gynecologist, and so that kind of sucked. Like I was in first a well woman visit, and didn't expect that to happen, obviously, because I don't even think you can like do like all of the tests and get a conclusive result. But she was this like funny old British woman, and she just in her like very proper accent was like, oh, I can't do a British accent, but she was like, oh, like we have a bit of blood. Don't we?
Blood.
And then I was like, I was young, 20, and just so mortified, which is silly because it's a doctor. Mm-hmm. It's a vagina doctor.
Yeah.
She didn't care. But yeah, I mean, I've had the like, fuck, I just bled on your sheets. That sucks. It's embarrassing, mostly because you feel bad for like ruining something that belongs to somebody else.
Yeah.
But that's only happened to me twice with two different partners, and both of them were like very understanding and like, it's okay, I'll just wash it. And then one like sweetheart was like, it's okay, there's tampons in the bathroom.
Oh,
it was like
better.
I've just learned that it's better for everybody if like that's available, which I think is like respectful of the women that you're sleeping with.
Totally.
So, yeah.
I wonder if which I don't know, but I wonder if women or men are different, like more, like I feel like men are just like, I don't give a fuck, like I just want to fuck.
Yeah.
But with women, like
it's
having sex with women, like
it doesn't matter that much.
Doesn't matter?
I mean, obviously, like for most people, like oral sex isn't going to be like super on the table. Like I feel like that's probably true just across like the gender spectrum, but I think that's a misconception about like two people with vaginas having sex, that like you're only like going down on each other. There's lots of other things you can do. Mm-hmm. And there's like gloves if you're worried about that, or like little finger condoms if you're worried about
having little blood
worried
on your
about
finger,
that. But
cut, or
you know, I just think it's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
You know?
I always wondered, you know, just like to see if
that's just that's my take.
Okay.
That's one lady's take.
So you wouldn't care if somebody was on their period, like, I mean, day two though. Day two, y'all, ain't nothing going in there. Yeah. Let me say that. Day two is like clots.
Yeah, I feel like that's true again across the gender spectrum, but like toward the end, like again, like probably like oral is not on the table, but I don't feel bothered by like a little bit of light spotting. Like, but I do think that comes with age and maturity. Yeah, totally.
I agree with you. Mm-hmm. So this was a very, fun topic of conversation. I mean, there's definitely Nothing to be ashamed of when it comes to your period. It is the most natural thing. There's something that we cannot control. I mean, we are truly blessed even to have a period. That means we can create life if we choose to do so. So it's just, our bodies are fucking miraculous. Like when it really comes down to it, like our bodies do their own thing. They're on their own fucking schedule, and we just have to like deal with it. So I love that we have done this episode on periods.
There's one thing I wanted to just like briefly call attention to,
Yes.
which is how important it is for every person that has a period to have access to hygiene products.
Absolutely.
Which I am so fucking privileged. I like never even thought about what it would be like not to have access to them, or to have to like go to Planned Parenthood or someplace to like try and get a few tampons. And I actually again read another study, like nerd over here, that said that the average person who bleeds, who has a period, will spend at least $2,000 over a lifetime on period products, and that actually feels kind of low to me.
Yeah.
Because it's really expensive. And so I'll put it in the show notes, but there are organizations out there that are doing advocacy to make sure that people have access to the hygiene products that they deserve. And I mean, not to end on too serious a note after we just fucking talked about period sex, but
it is expensive, because if you think $6 a box of tampons over 12 months, what is that? Fucking,
I can't do that in my head.
I don't know either.
I went to public school in Arizona. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot.
So
132?
Yeah.
Am I making shit up? I don't fucking know.
I have a feeling you're right.
Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so just wanted to kind of end. You know what? Let us know. Let us know. Let us know what 12 times 6 is.
I think it's 172.
It's a lot of money. So anyway, just we'll put when we.
So then they only think you have your period for what, 20 years?
Which maybe you do, maybe you don't, or maybe
don't
it's
know.
a heavy flow and you need more than one box a time. Maybe you need 100 tampons.
100 tampons.
Which just to say, okay, we'll send you out. While Reyna thinks of the pearl of wisdom, I'll send you out on this historical fact. Apparently, I'm just full of facts tonight. But did you know, you all do know now because of the song that came out about it, but I do think this is hilarious that Sally Ride, the first woman in space, when she was about to set off on a 6-day mission, 6 days, NASA gave her 100 tampons to take with her.
And she wasn't even on a period.
No. But I mean, again, I think that just speaks to like how little men
100
understand.
tampons.
100. How much do you think we're bleeding?
A box is of 18, guys. At 18.
And that lasts for your period week.
Yes, for your period week.
But,
and you could use, now they have light, fucking regular, super plus, all the shit.
So
whatever.
Good for you,
The
Sally
pearl of
Ride.
wisdom.
What?
You got the pearl of wisdom?
No. Do you have one?
I mean, I don't know.
I think, okay, so I think that the pearl of wisdom, we're not going to read a quote, like we don't have anything deep from like women who run with the wolves on this, but I think, honestly, I think for me, it's like just be okay with being in touch with your body and all of the things that it does. And don't let people who want to make jokes about your bad mood or make you feel gross about what your body's doing naturally, or who want to give you 100 tampons for no reason, or the mean girls that want to throw them at you in the shower in the locker room.
Rug it up.
Don't let any of that actually create shame about your body. We face enough shame about our bodies as it is. That'll actually be the next episode. Like, let's not add this completely natural thing that half of the world's population experiences every month to the list of things that we have to feel bad about.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's not do it to each other, y'all. Let's like support one another, love one another, love our bodies, love what comes out of our bodies, like.
Yeah.
It's all a part of us. And yeah, I love that. It is fucking beautiful, dude. It's fucking a miracle, all right? It's fucking a miracle that we can bleed for 5 days and not fucking like end up in the hospital.
You know, yeah, if you want to like do art with your blood, go for it. Actually, if you do art with your blood, hit me up. I kind of want to check it out.
Yeah, same.
So, all right. Well, tell us your stories. If you have a funny story, an embarrassing story, or just want to like have the chance to talk about your experience with being shamed for this perfectly natural function, shoot us an email at info@shdonttalk.com. That's sh with 3 H's, or DM us on Instagram at sh_don't_talk podcast. Again, sh with 3 H's.
Yep. And yeah, YouTube, baby, we're on here. You're seeing us on YouTube.
Hey,
please subscribe, like, hit the notify bell, and yeah, just share us.
Yeah.
Share us with the world.
Rate, review, subscribe on the various podcast apps. Show us the love. We love you.
We do love you.
We'll see you next time.
Next time, y'all. Bye. I really hope this fucking recorded.
It did.
I know, but I hope it did.
It did.
It did.